This is Jocko Podcast number 84 with Echo Charles and me, Jocko Willink. Good evening, Echo.
Good evening.
Gentlemen, your life expectancy from the day you join your battalion will be precisely 3 weeks. The florid, mustached major who addressed us at the small reinforcement camp a few miles from Bayeux obviously had a misplaced sense of humor, or he should have been sacked. On second thought, he definitely should have been sacked. Not that any of the dozen infantry subalterns took the slightest notice of what, to us, were the ramblings of an old fool. He was probably no more than 40. The 4th Battalion, the Somerset Light Infantry, was in 129 Brigade and was a pre-war territorial army battalion with close links with Bristol and Bath. In the United Kingdom, till late June 1944, it was a close-knit unit which had almost been decimated within a period of 48 hours. On 5th of July, 3 officers and 62 other ranks were required as reinforcements. Between the 14th and the 18th of July, a further 12 officers, of whom I was one, and 479 other ranks arrived, and even then, the battalion was still below its full strength of 36 officers and nearly 700 NCOs and men. This will give some idea of the appalling level of infantry casualties which had to be accepted in order to enlarge the slender and vulnerable Normandy beachhead. Because I had previous experience of 6-pounder anti-tank guns, the commanding officer, Lippy, Lieutenant Colonel C.G. Lipscomb, posted me as second in command to the battalion's anti-tank platoon, which consisted of 6 guns. But my stay with the platoon was short, and I was quickly sucked into the real infantry battle as commander of 18 Platoon in D Company on the 31st of July. Immediately after the Battle of Briscossard, D Company had just lost their commander, Tim Braithwaite, who lost a foot and gained a military cross, and 18 Platoon, their commander. So that right there is the beginning of a book that we're going to look at today. It's called 18 Platoon. It's written by a guy named Sidney Jary, Jary, who was born in Essex in 1924, joined the Army in 1942 as a private soldier. In 1943, he was commissioned. And from July of 1944 until June of 1945, he served as the platoon commander for 18 Platoon. And the chances of survival for an infantry subaltern in a rifle company during the campaign in Northwest Europe were slim. Most survived for only a few weeks. Sidney Jary survived 10 months. From July 1944, when he took command of 18 Platoon in Normandy, until the end of the war near Bremen in early May of 1945. So this guy, this is amazing. This guy, Sidney Jary, he's the only platoon commander in the British Second Army to survive as a platoon commander from Normandy to the German surrender. One guy.
Dang.
One guy. And this is the guy. It's amazing. And you're going to see that his attitude is, the lessons that he learned, he was young coming in. He was 20 years old.
Dang.
20-year-old platoon commander coming in, inexperienced, kind of lived a sheltered life. You got to check out some pictures of him. He has that look too. He looks like
sheltered look.
He looks like, sheltered. He looks like a little young whippersnapper.
Sure.